Hey guys, so in today's video, I just wanted to talk to you about this ICT Judas swing trade that me and the team in the Discord took, which ended up netting me $2,800 in profit. Now, as we can see, I did send this to everyone in the Discord telling them to buy right there. And then literally 45 minutes later, we managed to bank 2% to kickstart this week for amazing profits, right? So I just wanted to break down exactly why I took this trade so that you guys can follow along and potentially even start charting up trades exactly the same like this. And also, if you guys aren't already in the Discord, feel free to go down in the description, click the link and join, come and say hello and just vibe with the team. So let's get straight into it. And the first thing that I always want to do is I want to figure out what my directional bias is. So as we can see on the higher time frame, we are in a bearish trend, right? We've got a series of lower lows and lower highs indicating that we should be looking for sells. So I know a lot of you guys are sat there thinking he just said we should be looking for sells, but I told everyone to buy. Now this is the beauty of forex trading, is that even in bearish markets you can still make money from bullish trades, as you can see from today, right? So what I did is I started to mark out exactly what I was seeing on the charts. So first of all, I can see this inside bar up here, and this is a potential area of interest that price can come back up to in order to give us a lower leg down. So now that I've got that marked out, I'm going to be dropping down to a lower time frame so that I can truly understand where exactly it is that I'm in the market. So for me, the way I was seeing it is we've got a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, and then a lower high and a lower low, or something of that nature. So I know that right now we are in a lower low. And what comes after a lower low? We see a lower low and then a lower high, right? So I drop down to the 15-minute, and now I can start seeing my structure a little bit more clearly. We've got this point of interest right up here. Sorry, let me move that across. So right there. And then we've got this right here. So up here being our lower high and up here being our lower low. Therefore, we are now actually trading within this trading range that I'm putting right here. So anything in between is now technically classified as complex structure. So now that we know that we are inside complex structure, what we can start to do is drop down to even lower time frames to see what kind of market structure they are creating. Now, when we come down to the lower time frame, we can start to see that we've got a higher high, higher low, higher high. So now I know that we need some sort of a higher low before giving us a higher high, right? So even though on a higher time frame we are bearish, on the lower time frame we can start to mark out trades going in the opposite direction, so technically counter trend. However, because we're trading intraday, we're not going to be holding these positions for the swing, right? We're just going to be holding them to quickly get in and out, which means we can now trade on either side of the market. So the next thing that we do is we identify our Asia range highs and lows. As we can see, we've got them right there. So from then, if I now go back up to the 15-minute really quickly, we can now also see that just down here, we've got this bullish piece of price right there. Now, if I go up to the hourly, this is also a very big bullish candle, which can be considered an order block. Right, so on the 15-minute we can refine it to these three candles, but what I did is I dropped it down just like that, because for me this is where the momentum really kicked in and we saw all of this structure prevail. So now that we've understood that on the higher time frame we are bearish, however on the intraday we are bullish, we're trading inside of complex structure, and we've identified that the lower time frame is bullish, therefore we're looking for buys. So the next thing that we do is we wait for a sweep of either the highs or the lows, and in this case we were actually waiting for a sweep of the lows, which we got right there. And then once we got a sweep of the lows, we're then now going down to the 1 minute, and what we're doing is we're actually now waiting for price to give us a market structure shift. So as you can see, price started to push heavily down below the Asia lows, tapped into our hourly point of interest, and now we're waiting for a market structure shift, and we get that right there. right? So we've got a series of lower lows and lower highs. And once we get down here, we get this lower low, lower high, failure to create another lower low before giving us a higher high, which means we now see a higher low before a higher high, right? So the next thing that we do is to get into the trade, we have to identify our fair value gap, which was right there. And that is how I sent the trade to the guys in the Discord. So I marked out the fair value gap, and then I got my buy entry. I popped it right there. Stops below the low and targets up there. So something like this, I sent it into the Discord, told everyone to get into EU buys right there. And as we can see, price stepped into the fair value gap and just started shooting upwards. And there we go. TP was hit nice and easy. Now, in terms of targets, I know I've said before that we target the opposing liquidity. However, I have been messaging in my Telegram channel, and I have been telling a lot of people that in the December months, in the later part of the year, we actually don't see as much volume as we would in, say, the summertime. So because of this, we have to now kind of restructure our strategy to fit in with the seasonal trading that we're currently in. So instead of going for higher volume 1 to 5, 1 to 6s, I simply targeted a 1 to 2, and I targeted this order block as my take profit area. And as you can see, that was hit perfectly, and then price reversed as well. So if I had held it all the way up, this trade would have hit. However, I went back through my trading journal and I realized that a lot of trades weren't actually carrying the momentum to the opposing liquidity, so I started to take profits early. So having said all of that though, we still managed to bank a clean 2% to start this week off. That's $2,800 that was banked this morning to kick off this week. So I hope you guys took something away from this and understood that as the later parts of the year start coming around, we will start to see lesser and lesser volume. So this means that maybe we have to reanalyze our trading plan and maybe stop going for the high risk to reward, the 1 to 5s, the 1 to 6s, and maybe just target a simple 1 to 2. Because if you can do that consistently throughout the week, at the end of the month, you're going to be very profitable, because the small wins are just as important as the big wins. So I hope you guys took something away from this. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to go down and leave a like, comment, and also subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.